Blog Talk Radio.
Aloha, everybody. This is Jennifer O, and I'm finally back. I've had a lot of inquiries about where I've been and, doing the Blog Talk show again, but just for all you listeners out there, I've been really, really busy. I've been doing lectures every weekend, some more than a couple weekends. Several in a week. And I have been doing a lot of promotion for my up-and-coming book that should be released into September, beginning of October. So look for that, because that is going to be something that anybody who listens to my show or is a regular on my Facebook page, you're really going to love all the information that's in there. It's a lot more detail. It's an easy read. It's more of a reference manual. So it's something that you can get something from, if you're struggling with career or happiness or relationships, and you can put it away and take it back out again if you're struggling with another area of your life later. So that's going to be coming up. It's really, really wonderful. And another thing that sort of pertains to this show is any of the listeners that I have in Hawaii is I will be doing, if you haven't got to see me at my lectures, I will be doing a 1-hour lecture on intuition and psychic ability at the Hawaii Women's Expo. It's the 8th annual Hawaii Women's Expo, and that's September 10th, 11th, and 12th at the Neil Blaisdell Center. And my lectures are all on my Facebook page. If you're not a member of my Facebook page, go to my website, www.jenniferopsychic.com, and add me on as a Facebook friend, and you can get all the information there. Plus, anybody who's on my email list, I'll be sending an email out, and those will be at different times. On Friday night, we'll be doing one at 7, and on Saturday and Sunday, I will be doing them at 1 p.m. And so if you miss one, you can certainly catch another. My talks are free. I gift all my lectures. So it doesn't cost you anything to come to my lectures, but it does, I believe, cost like $3 to get into the Hawaii Women's Expo. So you will have to pay for the expo itself, but there's a lot of other vendors there. You can eat, do whatever. It'll be really a great time. The other thing, too, is I will be doing mini readings. So when I do my lectures, I usually have mini readings afterwards, but I have been getting so booked up so far ahead of time. I have people waiting from one lecture to the next one to get on as a mini reading. So if you've missed me on the mini reading stuff, I will be doing those all weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and it's a really great deal. It's $25 a person, or a 10-minute session, per person, and so it's a really, really wonderful thing if you have like one question or don't have a lot of money, and you still want to come see me, because we can cover a lot of stuff pretty much in the 10 minutes if you have your questions ready. So if you come to see me at the Hawaii Women's Expo, please don't waste time by coming in and just going, what do you see? Because that takes a lot of time and then in energy just tap into something that I'm seeing where it helps you a lot more. We can get a lot more stuff done if you come in with some specific questions. So that being said, this show is on intuition and psychic ability and how it helps you. One of the things that you may or may not know, I hope that everyone's starting to get to know this already, is everybody is born with intuition and psychic ability. They're to different degrees. Everybody may not have the same degree, obviously, as my psychic ability, but you are all born with intuition and psychic ability. Well, that's all great and everything, but people wonder, I notice as I'm doing more readings and more lectures on it, people don't know what to do with this information. They're like, I have intuition, psychic ability, and it'd be neat to see my future in some way, or, be able to predict things that are going to happen, and, that type of thing. But that's really not why you have intuition and psychic ability. It was given to you as like a spiritual sense is what I like to call it. So, you're given the sense of touch and sight and, all those different things. And so you're also given the gift of a spiritual sense, which is intuition. And so what that is actually for is that's supposed to guide you. So, and what the guidance is for is it guides you to live the most the happiest life that you possibly can. So there's a specific purpose behind having intuition with each individual. It really is to guide you in the most wonderful direction that you can go, and the best place for you to go at that time. And it has in mind, it's tapped into the universal laws. It's tapped into what you want out of life, and it will guide you that direction. The thing is, people tend to go against it and then go, I knew I shouldn't have done that. I had a gut feeling I shouldn't have done that, or that I should go this way, and I went against it. So they don't really pay much attention to it until after they've gone against it. And one of the ways I like to explain this, if anybody's on my Facebook page, you guys will kind of have an idea of this, but if you were to buy a piece of furniture or something from Walmart or Target or wherever, and it comes in the box and you have all these pieces, and you visually know what you want to create because you see it on the box and you've purchased it, and you have your hands to pull out everything that you're going to work with, and you can see it, and you use your brain to try to think through it, and then you have this manual, and this manual would be like your intuition of sorts if you're going to kind of put this into what life is like. And so it would be silly to just sort of throw out the manual, knowing what you visually wanted to create it, but throw out the manual, see all the pieces. You can touch what you're doing and use your brain to calculate how it should look and how it's going to work out, and try to put it together. And if you were to, and you possibly do this because maybe all your friends did it. So, you think, well, that's the way it's supposed to be done. So you try to put it together, and it ends up, not being stable, taking way longer than it should. Like maybe it's supposed to take an hour to put together, and now it's taking you 8, and you still have pieces lying on the floor, and you're just like, why isn't there some type of guide or manual to this? And then you're like, oh yeah, I threw it out the window. So, that's sort of how that would work with life. It's your manual, it's your guide, it's your GPS system to get you, to steer you in the right direction when you can't see what's ahead, to guide you in the right area towards happiness and what you want in a career, what you want in a relationship. And as I've talked to you guys before, you will know when you're trying to tap into your own intuition, that's felt in the body. It's not felt in the head. You absolutely have a brain to use and think through different situations, but when you're trying to tap into your spiritual guidance, you're trying to tap into your manual of where to go, you use that feeling that you get in the body, your gut feeling, so to speak. And so after you get the gut feeling, of course, then you use your brain and your hands and whatever to try to get you to where you're supposed to be. So they're used for very, very different things, but there is a very specific purpose in having the intuition. It's not just to see your future. It's not to see what's going to happen. It's not to be prepared. It's not for any of that stuff. I mean, of course, you can use it for that stuff if you're on that level. But the purpose behind having the intuition and how it helps you is the purpose is to help you live a happier life. It's to help guide you in the direction you want to go. So we're going to get to some questions because my switchboard is just filled up completely, and see if you guys have any questions based on this. We have an area code 818. Aloha.
Hi, this is Diane, and
Hi, Diane.
Thank you for coming back and taking my call to both of them.
Sure.
It's a good thing. I had a romance question today, Jen, and I'm wondering if I'm totally finished with the old because he didn't want to commit, so I kind of said, I can't be with you if you're not going to commit. And I don't know if he wants to try to come back or if I should move on.
It feels like you're not completely cut off. Your heart is still there, obviously, which that's fine, and that makes sense. So it just feels like you're sort of hesitant to moving on. You're sort of kind of waiting to see what's going to happen, and that causes a couple of different problems as far as relationships go. And so everybody, when you get into a situation such as this is really good for instance. When you're hanging on to something energetically, if you guys are in a relationship where people won't commit, it's really important if you're going to tell them, you know what, I want somebody who's going to commit, and if you don't commit, I'm going to move on. really only do that if you're ready to move on. And then to really not expect anything from that person. And if they come back around, great, wonderful. Then you have a choice to make, right? So I just feel like, yeah, there's a part of him that wants to sort of, feel like where this is going to go. But the reason I'm telling you all this is because men are super sensitive to feeling when a woman's halfway out the door. And if they're halfway out the door, they will give them what they want to bring them back in, and they'll still not change. If they sense, I'm not even kidding you, and you will never, they're so good at this, and women are so wanting the commitment. And they don't do it to hurt you, but they do it because they miss you, but they're still not ready to commit, right? So, but if they sense that the woman has walked out the door and slammed it behind her, then they start to panic. And then they start going energetically, holy crap, she's moving on. And then they start to panic and really try to, that's when they get to, you know what, I really missed out. I should have committed. I'm going to go after them. Or they get to, you know what, that's fine, and they move on too. So you really need to just forget this relationship. If you really want to see how this is going to pan out, because I feel like he'll give you enough line to pull you back in, and he still won't change. So you need to just seriously consider moving on and move on if you're ready to. I'm not forcing you to. If you want, if you go back, that's your choice. It's your free will. But I would suggest you move on out the door and just head out for a while, in another direction. And about 6 months down the road, I feel like he would start having some regret. But at that point in time, you may have actually not want him back.
Interesting. And I agree with you on everything, and I really will not contact him. As much as you're right, I'd love to. I refuse to. So thank you so much. What?
You're welcome. You have a wonderful weekend.
Bye.
Aloha. That's great. That's really hard for women to do. I'm glad that you're sticking to your guns there. That's really a wonderful choice. We have an area code 954. Aloha.
Hi, Jen. Thank you for taking my call.
Yes. How can I help you?
Hi, yes. Okay, I have a question. My husband and I are separated for the past 4 months due to a lot of emotional problems and financial problems. And I would wonder if this marriage is going to continue in the future, or what can I expect?
I really don't feel like the marriage is quite ended. So I feel like it's really kind of going to be sort of up to you if you decide that you want to continue to work on it in the future. So I just feel like there's definitely, if you want it to continue, there's a chance for you guys to get back together. I just don't see that it's ending right now. And I don't really feel like he's wanting to move on a whole bunch. Do you know what I mean? It just feels like you guys were really overburdened by stress, and that brought out a lot of other things where you were fighting and, maybe said some things that you may be blaming and not really meaning to, but you guys really just started acting out to each other. Do you know what I'm saying?
Correct.
And so, so the break may have done you good, but I don't feel his heart wanting to move on a whole lot. I feel his heart wanting to stay in the marriage, and sort of that's where he's comfortable. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it makes sense. It's just that, time is passing by and we haven't spoken for the past 3 weeks, and he doesn't want to speak, I guess, until he brings money in.
Yeah, and that's where I'm saying it's kind of going to be left in your court. So it's really going to be in your hands. If you want to decide to pick up the marriage and move on and do that, you certainly will have the option. And then if you choose that, it's too much stress and that you don't want to repeat what you guys have been doing, and that you're really unattached to him at this point in time, then you'll be fine moving on. But it just doesn't feel like it's ending for a little while yet. Okay?
Okay, I did. Okay.
All right. You have a wonderful weekend. All right. Aloha. See, one of the things, guys, and we have another caller on the line here, but one of the things, guys, that I want to make sure that you guys understand is we have a lot of different ways that we can handle situations, and there is some free will choice in how you're going to handle stuff. So it's not always going to be one way or the other. We have a caller 562.
Hello.
On the air.
Hello. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. How are you? I have a question regarding. Good. There's a little lag between when I talk and when I hear you. I'm sorry.
I know. Yep, that happens.
Okay. I have a question in regards to my finances and what's going to happen here as far as employment and what direction I'm supposed to go and will go.
Yeah, I definitely got employment with you right off the bat. What's happening with your employment? Give me a little bit of background.
With my employment, I'm very underemployed, and I just teach part-time sporadically, and it's not even enough to keep up with utilities. So,
have you considered, or because I'm seeing a restaurant? Are you have you considered working in a restaurant, or are you working in a restaurant, or is that an option for you?
No, you're probably picking up on my fiance.
Okay.
She does waitressing and stuff like that.
Okay, well, actually, I think that, and when I say this, when I get pictures that strong, usually, it's funny, I usually am not very wrong. You may have an opportunity to do something like that in the future to cover some more bills. I don't know, maybe it's her work, maybe it's somebody she knows, maybe it's through her, I don't know, but it seems like you have an opportunity to pick up some extra cash in some type of restaurant industry job. So that would actually relieve some pressure. But are you sort of in the artist realm? What's your interest as far as artistic stuff?
Art? No, I'm in the finance world.
Right, but I mean, are you it seems like it might be a marketing type. Do you it seems like you have an eye for, I'm almost seeing more of a marketing type of thing. What I'm trying to say to you is I feel like you're sort of following the wrong career path.
Okay.
And that's the first thing. I feel that finances, if you being in finance causes you a lot of stress. I feel that, actually I see a ridiculous amount of stress with you following that career. So I feel like it's not good for your heart, your blood pressure, your anxiety. I mean, I just feel like pressure, really a lot of just so much pressure. I almost feel like I can't hardly breathe, and that's just exaggerating the feeling that I'm getting from the amount of stress that you're under in that line of work. I would like to see you move out of that line of work ASAP. I think now is just as good a time as any to move out of that line of work for you because it seems like maybe there's not a lot of really good employment in that area right now anyways, unless you were to do consulting. So I'm seeing you go more two different directions. I would like to see you either get into some consulting work if you're going to stay in the financial industry because it seems like that you have a, what do I want to say, like a background in financial stuff.
Yeah, my whole education in life has been in that investment trading.
But I would like to see you, instead of having the pressure of the consulting stuff, if you're going to stay in that field, I would like to see you getting more creative with it, and that's probably where I'm seeing the art and the marketing stuff, because I would like you to go more in the area of consulting and get on a larger scale, more be your own boss, because I feel like you have so much knowledge in that area that you're almost undervaluing yourself by just working in the financial field. So I would like to see you more market yourself in the area of going in and maybe helping businesses and consult with them on an end, as they bring you in as their consultant and you really help not just with their finances, but the way that they're working with their employees. You know what I'm saying? That type of stuff. And how that's bringing them in money or not bringing them in money, or maybe the look of the place, and where you could really turn their revenue around. So I feel that you have such a knowledge you have more of a knowledge. And again, I'm seeing when I say the artistic stuff, I'm seeing where you could probably go into a restaurant and they could be having a really hard time and immediately you could take a look at the books and do that with your eyes closed. But then right after that, you would immediately know stuff about the staff. You would notice things. And I know that you would also notice things about possibly the decor or the signage that would really, if you changed just a few tiny things, it wouldn't necessarily cost them a ton of money, like not remodeling, but maybe change their sign to a different area or a different way to read or whatever. I feel that you would bring them in a lot more money. Does that make sense?
Yes. And the only artistic background I see related, which I didn't mention, is, I play guitar, but I don't do that anymore for, any compensation or anything like that. But that may not be the reason. Well, you absolutely
should. The reason you should absolutely do that. And I'm glad that you finally resonated with that, because one of the things that I teach all the time that people don't realize, and it's really in my book, so hopefully when you'll be watching my website or my Facebook or Blog Talk and you'll pick up a copy, but one of the things that explains is, basically our path to happiness and how people are not following their passions anymore. And when we have areas that we're gifted in or that we used to love to do that are, like music, or it can be anything. It could be in finances if you were in music. It could be riding horses. It could be race car driving, or it could be marketing, whatever it could be. If you don't follow that, your soul starts to vibrate at a lower level, and this may get all metaphysical on you, but my point being, you always want to raise it to where you're the happiest. And I feel like you're missing some fun and passion in your life, which is related to the artistic field. So that would be the guitar or the music that you're talking about. And even if you don't do it for money, I would like to see you add that in a little bit and do it more for fun, because what happens is it changes your energy, and then it makes other opportunities and wonderful, amazing things happen in your life. And you'll see some changes in your health. I'm concerned of you going on the same road and having some issues with blood pressure and stress, and where your doctor's going to start going, you know what? This isn't working. Like, you really
and that's the thing. My quandary is, I was thinking of going to law school and being a lawyer, or I was thinking of getting my PhD and being a teacher. I'm so confused. I'm not sure what road resonates the best for me. What should I do? Consulting.
I'm not even kidding you, and I know that you're going to fight me on that a little bit. But
restaurant
I really
consulting? Restaurant consulting?
No, not just restaurant, any type of business consulting. Anybody who's in business consulting. If they need help, if their company, they need to change something to get their revenue turned around. So, for instance, if you went into consulting and I asked you, what do? You know what you could say to me? You could say, I consult with businesses to bring in more money by at least 25%. I consult with businesses to help you raise your revenue a minimum of 25%. Do you see what I mean? Like,
right.
Don't limit yourself to a kind of business. Don't limit yourself to like any type of business. It may be one, and don't limit yourself to a place, because I feel like as you get into the consulting, you may also do some travel, and then also I see that you may be doing some classes with these corporate or maybe corporate offices or something, where you actually start to maybe possibly do some motivational speaking as well.
Is my house, it's going to sale right now, foreclosure sale, and I was trying to work out a short sale, and that's a big stress on me. I'm wondering if it's going to go in my favor, or is the bank just going to take the home from me?
It feels like they agree to the short sale, but like literally at the 9th hour.
Okay.
So it feels like they drag it, and then finally they'll go, okay, or there might be a buyer.
You don't see me being out at the end of this week, like it's going to sale, or?
No, well, it seems, no, that I'm not really getting a time frame on. But, I hate to cut you off, but I have like about
I understand.
So please look into the consulting stuff, and please pick up the music. I think that you will notice a change right away, okay? But you certainly can call in and check in, and possibly do a longer reading and that sort of thing. So good luck.
All right. Thank you for your help.
All right. You're welcome. Aloha. We're at area code 404. What can I help you with?
Hi, my name is Alicia.
Hi.
And hi, and right now my world is upside down. I have to be out of my apartment by Monday. I don't know where I'm going because I'm under eviction. I had a relationship breakup, and at this point, I just do not know what to do or where to turn or anything. I'm just totally confused.
Okay. Have you gone to any of the, it seems like there's like some housing people in the area or shelter type people that know about housing stuff in emergency situations. Have you done that?
Yeah, I have. There's nothing available, and I'm planning on moving to Los Angeles, so I'm sending my stuff there, and I was waiting on some money, but it has not came through yet.
Okay, well, it seems like I like the move. It feels like you may be in a shelter-type situation or where you're crashing at different places, but it feels like the money comes through and you get out of there in about 2 weeks-ish, right around there. Okay? And when you move to L.A., you said L.A., right?
Mm-hmm.
Los Angeles. Okay. When you move there, really, one of the things I want to tell you, and again, I have like a bazillion callers on the line, when you get there, really decide what you want to do with your life at that point and go for it. Don't just wait around or look for opportunity. And what I mean by that is don't look and just decide that everything you see is that opportunity, so choose from one of whatever you see. Don't do that. Decide what you really want to do at this point in your life, because I feel like you're lacking direction a little bit, and you've sort of
I want to start my business back up because I lost all my clientele here where I live now.
Go for it 180% then, and just head that direction, hit the ground running, start making plans right now. Don't worry about, the living and all that, because I feel like, you will have somewhere to live, but it doesn't matter because you're going to be out of there in a few weeks. And start writing your business plan now and start visualizing and just start.
I already have my business. It's already done.
Okay.
Everything. I've had my business for 6 years.
Okay. Well, that's a good move for you. I like you moving from the area that you're at. I do. And you know what? Next year is going to be a good year for you.
Okay.
Which maybe doesn't make you all excited right now, but next year will be a better
year. I have some stocks, and I'm just trying to figure out when I should cash them in and when I'll be able to cash those in.
Well, it feels like you get a hold of your cash within the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
So you must be cashing stuff in and get funds available at that time.
Okay.
So, okay? But things are gonna look up for you. It's gonna maybe feel like it goes a little slow, but by December you're gonna notice some changes when you move, and then next year you're really gonna start feeling like it's moving forward for you.
Okay.
Okay? All right. You have a wonderful day. All right. Aloha.
Aloha.
All right. We have an area code 503. Aloha.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. I guess I'm in a new relationship, and he kind of came on like a freight train, and now he's pulling back a little bit. And I'm just starting to feel conflicting vibes about it, and I don't know if it's my own insecurities or if it's just like this little small change in our relationship that's making me wonder if I should proceed forward.
Proceed forward.
Okay, that's
I don't. And just for everybody that calls and all the other callers, I'm really frank if you ask me a direct question like that. I don't like some of the qualities that this person comes with, and I feel that they're very extreme. It's going to be all or nothing, and they're hot and cold, and it's in or out. Do you know what I'm saying? And I feel like if you stay in this relationship, you be prepared and buckle your seatbelt, because it's going to be a crazy ride.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
And you know what? I have a feeling that you intuitively know this, but you wanted some confirmation. So, but you have a choice. If you're going to choose to head in, just be prepared and know that you made the choice, okay?
Yeah. I just,
all right.
I was just, okay, thank you.
I know you were probably hoping it was something different, but it's really not. Your intuition was right on, and you know, it is what it is. You can't change him. He's very stubborn.
Yeah, I know
okay.
that. I'm just worried about other women. There's just people that he wants to be friends with that have destroyed his life in the past, and I just don't understand why he feels a need to reconnect with them or want to spend time with them.
It doesn't matter. Don't take any of that energy and put it, and that's another good thing that I'm glad that you brought up today. For everybody that's out there listening, this was a really great comment that you made, caller, because people spend a lot of time worrying about what other people are doing and what they're, you know, what's happening and why that they're doing certain things. Everybody has a different life path. They all have free will. They all have different choices to make. And you really only have control over what you do or if you're going to be involved in it. And so stop. I would like everybody, including you, because I feel like you do this a lot, stop putting any energy into what everybody else is doing or what one person's doing, and just make it your goal in life to just live the happiest life that you possibly can. Because when you sit there and start worrying about, like, why would he make these connections, and these people have done some horrible things to him, he's not going to change his mind. He's not going to justify it to you, and you're worrying about it does nothing. But if you sit there and decide, you know what, I'm done with worrying about everybody else, and I'm literally going to do something I love. I'm going to enjoy life. I'm going to try to find just amazing opportunities. I'm going to possibly travel in my future because eventually I'd like to do that, even though maybe I'm financially strapped right now. I'm going to envision and put all that energy into making my life just amazing and fun and wonderful. What happens is your vibration shifts, and you pull different people into your life. You pull people into your life to date that are a lot more like you. You pull uplifting friends into your life that you possibly had never met people like this before. But if you sit there and worry and do that, you stay in the same boat with the same people, and the same drama happens over and over again, and somehow you'll get sucked into it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so who cares what he does? Who cares if he gets screwed over 8 times over? I mean, not who cares. I mean, obviously that would make you sad because you like this person. But try to take that attitude, because if you were to warn them, if you were to tell them, they're not going to change their mind, right?
Right.
And it's all that energy that you wasted on somebody else that just pushed it aside. If you're going to be spending the energy, use it to create an amazing future. Use it to visualize what you want in life. That draws people to you. It draws amazing opportunities to you. So if you're going to spend the energy, spend it wisely. And you have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, we have an area code 951.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, yes. My name is Natasha, and I wanted to see if you can see any long-term relationships coming up for me in the future.
It seems like you may have one coming up, well, yes, I see a long-term relationship coming up for you in the future. I've actually decided that I was going to stop telling people months or time frames, but it seems like not a really long period of time away, like maybe within the next year. And the reason I don't like to tell people times anymore is because people tend to hold on to that, and they start, really looking around the corner if I say March, or really looking around the corner if I say June, and maybe it was July or something. And so I want people to just start knowing that things are coming into their life. But yes, you have a long-term relationship coming into your life. And I want you to be specific in your head on what type of person that you want that to be, though. Because it feels like you've had a lot of mismatches possibly in your past where some people had some qualities that weren't very fitting to you, and they weren't really good for your relationship. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, so I want you to sort of, instead of waiting and when that comes, I want you to go, you know what, the next person in my life is going to be stable financially to where I don't have to pick them up. You know, the next person in my life is going to, you know, really love me to where I don't feel like I have to chase them around or force them to stay home and watch a movie. Do you know, the next person in my life is actually going to enjoy going out and having a dinner or a date night, even if we've been dating for a year. Do you see what I mean?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, so start creating. Know it's coming because I do see it coming, and I would tell you if I didn't. So it's coming. He's coming. But make sure that you put out to the universe and put out in your mind visually what qualities you'd like this person to have so that you don't end up getting some of those crappy qualities that you got in some of the other guys. Okay?
Okay, will do. Thank you so much.
All right. Have a good day. Okay, we're at area code 813. Aloha.
Aloha. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, because I have you on my earpiece. I'm calling because I wanted to know where I'm at in terms of my job. It seems like a mismatch, and I feel like I'm wasting my time. And I just wanted to know, because it's a new company, should I stay and give it a couple more months, or should I look for things outside of the state?
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to recap because it was kind of muffly, so I wasn't sure I got everything correct. You're at a job that you feel like is a mismatch, and you're wondering about whether you should stay or start looking other places?
Yeah, correct. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I feel like your intuition is correct, and I'm glad that you called based on that. I feel like it is a mismatch. I feel like you have some really great qualities, but it feels like they're not recognizing that. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
And it feels like, it feels like you're almost treated like, I don't know, like they're milling people through, like you're just treated like with the bulk of the people, when you actually have some really strong qualities that should actually, if they were paying attention, they would want to advance you. Does that make sense?
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so don't necessarily worry about it. No, just be very proud of yourself that you were very right on in your intuition. Very good job with that. And that same feeling that you got, use that when you start looking for another job. And just know that, you know what, this may be a mismatch, but I've decided that I want to be at a company that's going to recognize my ability and then notice the really great qualities I have. And I just want to see what's out there. And start looking, but if you start paying attention to how that works with the universe will start sending you opportunities, and check into them. And don't hesitate if it's a smaller company than you maybe might be used to, because I feel like that actually may be somewhere that you're very well respected and used, and you may actually love. So don't just overlook anybody because you think it has to be certain things. Check out every opportunity that comes your way. And I think that you will actually move on before the end of the year. And actually probably, before the end of the year. I was trying to think what month it was. And into a better place. And, so don't put any negative stuff on where you're at. Be proud that you noticed it. And because the thing is not all careers or companies or whatever are compatible with all people. So, like, for instance, if you move away from that company, somebody else may go into that position that's very compatible with that company. So I love the view that you had. I love the view that you took with that, because that is exactly correct. And, like, for instance, the position that you fill somewhere else may not have been compatible with the person who left or whatever, but it was very compatible for you. So don't view it as a negative thing. Just view it as this isn't working, so I'm going to find something better.
Wow. Thank you very much for taking my call. Have a good one.
You too.
Bye-bye.
All right. Aloha. Okay, we have area code 575.
Hi, this is Tammy.
Hi, Tammy.
I just have a quick question. I've been in this relationship with a man who's going through some trauma in his life, and I was just curious if I have damaged the relationship to the extent where it's ended due to my lack of understanding and my own fears and reacting to not understanding and being fearful. Is it over?
So, okay, this is kind of a vague question, but I'm going to bear with you on this. So events happened with this person, and you had some issues with these events or whatever, and it has such ended as of right now, right? And you're wondering, is it completely done? Is that your question?
Because I didn't understand it, and I didn't feel like I was helping at the time. And
I feel like this person is. I don't know what's happening, as everybody knows, but I feel like this person has a lot of issues that has come up with possibly this, that does not put this person in any type of position to be having a relationship at this point in time. Does that make sense to you?
Right, it does.
I feel like mentally and whatever, a relationship should absolutely be the last thing with on this person's mind. And I feel like if you love them, that you really need to allow them to kind of heal themselves or go through some stuff that they need to go through without anybody there, without the burden of having to think about a relationship or think about fighting or whatever, and just allow them some space. So I feel that, no, it wasn't the cause of it. I feel like universally they're not supposed to be in a relationship right now, so I would just step back politely and just respectfully allow them more time. And not wait either. If you choose to, move on in your life or whatever, because I feel like this healing process or whatever is going to happen there, he may not give enough time, and there may be some, relapse with. I mean, I feel like it's going to affect up and coming relationships because he's not going to give them enough time. So you don't want to go back into the relationship anyways and then have it end badly again just because it's not right. The timing's terrible. So just move on and do your thing. Allow them to do their thing and allow them some space, and possibly in the future you guys may contact each other again.
But has he just written me off as completely, or does he still?
I don't think he's written you off as completely. I think that he's very good at hiding his feelings as far as that goes, though. But I feel it's also pretty stubborn. I feel like he gets pretty stubborn set in his ways, though, if he gets an opinion.
Okay.
So this would be a real good I mean, I feel like if you try to get back into this, it's going to be a battle, like serious, like. So
and I'm not going to. I just didn't want it to completely end because there's a strong connection there.
Well, then just, hold him in your heart and wish him well and move on about your merry way and hope that he gets better, and then when he does, you'll reconnect.
Okay.
That's the best you can do, okay?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Aloha. All right, we have area code 386. What can I help you with?
Hi, thank you for taking my call.
Sure.
And my question is, the male that's around me.
Are you nervous today?
I'm sorry?
You sound very nervous. You're nervous today.
Oh, yeah, because I'm calling in to ask about this male or whatever that I am he's interested in me and I'm interested in him, and we're born in the same month, so we are the same astrological sign, and we have a lot in common. And I feel like this person has walls up, and so do I. And I guess my question is, eventually, as time go on, will we begin to break each other's wall down and move in the right direction so that we can, be in unison with one another? Because he's like me. We're the same sign, and we have a lot in common, but different life paths. So.
Well, I just feel like, if you decide to let walls down, eventually he'll let some walls down, and then one of you will put some up, and then the other one will put some up, and then you'll let walls down, and then, do you see what I mean? It feels like a pattern where you guys use it as a defense mechanism almost,
Mm-hmm.
And you especially will use it as a defense mechanism if you guys start to fight with each other. So I feel like there's a good connection and it's worth working on. But stop taking those walls so seriously and decide if you want it to work. Walls aren't going to help you. So you either need to trust fully that you can let the walls down and pursue it and see what happens and possibly take the risk of getting hurt to see something wonderful, or you can guard yourself your whole life and possibly miss something really amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So you,
and I feel like he'll sort of, I feel like he might follow your lead a little bit. So I feel like if you start letting walls down, then he'll think, oh, well, I'm going to try that, and then he'll let walls down a little bit, and then he might put them back up again, but then he'll let them down a little bit. You know, he'll watch you. He'll kind of follow your lead.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Okay, because I'm the older one. I'm the older one, and so I just wanted to know if it was worth even going in head first, and if it was okay.
I think it's a good match. If you guys decide to fully commit, though, fully commit and don't play cat and mouse.
Okay.
You know? Okay. All right.
All
you
right.
have a wonderful day. All right. Aloha.
Thank
For everybody
you.
that is, yes, I'm sorry. For everybody who I did not get to today, I actually, hopefully next week there will be one more show. The week after that I will be at the Hawaii Women's Expo. So, you know, you can come down there and listen to the lecture, or you can, you know, call in for a reading at www.jenniferopsychic.com. So hope that you had a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you next week. Aloha.
Hey, it's Ryan Seacrest. Life comes at you fast, which is why it's important to find some time to relax. A little you time. Enter Chumba Casino. With no download required, you can jump on anytime, anywhere for the chance to redeem some serious prizes. So treat yourself with Chumba Casino and play over 100 online casino-style games, all for free. Go to ChumbaCasino.com to collect your free welcome bonus. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.